Chapter 7. Our feathery friends. Different kinds of beaks. Feet and claws. Flightless and flying birds. Nesting habits. Caring for young ones. Birds are living things which can fly. Their body is covered with feathers. They need food to stay alive. Like other animals, some birds eat the flesh of other animals while some eat grains, seeds and fruits. Birds do not have teeth to eat their food. They pick up their food with the help of their beaks. They use their beaks and claws to catch, hold and eat their food. Thus, a beak serves both as mouth as well as a hand. Different birds have different types of beaks. The shape of a bird's beak and its claws are suited to the kind of food it eats. Different kinds of beaks. Birds have many kinds of beaks. Let us learn about them. Short, hard and horny beaks. Look at the beaks of sparrows, pigeons, peacocks and finches. They have small, hard, pointed and horny beaks. Such beaks help these birds to crush seeds and grains. Curved beaks. The curved beak of a parrot or a parakeet helps it to crack nuts and hard or unripe fruits. Strong, sharp and hooked beaks. Eagles, vultures, kites and hawks have strong, sharp and hooked beaks. The beaks help them to tear the flesh into small pieces. Since these birds catch small animals and feed on them, they are also called the birds of prey. Strong and chisel-shaped beaks. A woodpecker has a strong and chisel-shaped beak. This helps it to make holes in the trunks of the trees to build nests as well as to take out insects. Short and broad beaks. Swallows have short and broad beaks which are sticky inside. The birds move round and round in the air keeping their beaks open. Tiny flying insects and flies get stuck on the sticky beaks while flying. Long and slender beaks. A hoopoe has a long and slender beak. Such beaks help hoopoes to pull out insects from holes in the ground. Broad and flat beak. Ducks have broad and flat beaks. Their beaks have tiny holes on the sides. These tiny holes act as strainers. Ducks dig the mud near the ponds to pick up worms, insects and water plants for their food. The water and mud flow out through the strainers leaving the plants and insects inside the beak. Broad, long and pointed beaks. Kingfishers and storks have broad, long and pointed beaks. The broad, long and pointed beaks help them to catch fish from the rivers and ponds. Long, thin and pointed beaks. A sunbird has a long, thin and pointed beak. Long, thin and pointed beaks help sunbirds to suck nectar sunbird from the flowers. Feet and claws. Feet and claws of birds help them in walking, swimming, climbing and perching. Birds use their claws to catch, hold and eat food, to protect themselves from their enemies, and to move about. Different birds have different types of feet and claws. Let us learn about some common types of feet and claws of birds. Preying birds. Birds like eagle and hawk attack and eat small animals such as rats, toads, etc. Preying birds have very strong and sharp claws. These claws help them to catch and hold their prey firmly. Their sharp claws are called talons. Perching birds. Some birds use horizontal branch of a tree to rest on. This act of the bird is called perching. Birds such as crows, sparrows, mynahs, etc. use horizontal branches of a tree to rest on. These birds are called perching birds. They have 3 toes in front and 1 at the back. Their toes help them to hold on to a branch firmly while they perch. This helps the birds to sleep at night without falling. Scratching birds. Some birds use their feet for scratching the ground. These birds are called scratching birds. Hens and quails have strong legs with 3 toes in front and 1 toe at the back for scratching the ground. Each of these toes have a sharp horny claw to dig. These birds can also walk and run on the ground. Climbing birds. Birds like woodpeckers and parrots use their feet to climb up. Climbing birds have 2 toes pointing upwards and 2 toes pointing downwards. These toes help them to climb up and to cling to the bark of the trees. Swimming birds. Aquatic birds like duck and swan have webbed feet. They can swim. Therefore, they are called swimming birds. Swimming birds have 3 toes in front and 1 at the back. The 3 front toes are joined by skin which is called web. This skin helps to push water back while swimming. Wading birds. Some birds such as cranes and herons can walk through water. These are called wading birds. The wading birds have thin, long legs with wide spread out toes. They can wade through muddy water without getting wet. Flightless and flying birds. Birds can fly in the air. Therefore, they are called the masters of air. They have a very light body made up of hollow bones. The body is shaped like a boat which helps it to cut through air. A bird's tail acts like the rudder of a boat. It helps the bird to change its direction while flying. Flying birds. Pigeon. Sparrow. The body of a bird is well adapted for flight. Some common flying birds are pigeon, house sparrow, crow, parrot, etc. However, some birds are flightless. Most of the flightless birds are large in size. They have reduced wings, which are useless for flight. Ostrich, rhea, emu, penguin and kiwi are some flightless birds. Flightless birds. Ostrich. Emu. Wing movement. Birds fly with the help of their wings. When a bird starts to fly, it makes 2 kinds of strokes with its wings. These strokes are called upstrokes and downstrokes. Upstrokes lift the body of the bird in the air. Downstrokes help the bird to come down. When the bird remains in the air for a long time, it glides and flaps its wings. 2 kinds of strokes. Upstrokes. Downstrokes. Feathers of birds. Small, fluffy feathers cover a bird's body to keep it warm. The fact that all birds have feathers distinguishes them from all other animals. Birds have 2 types of feathers. Down feathers. Down feathers are fluffy feathers located close to the body of the birds. They keep their body warm. Flight feathers. Flight feathers are long and strong feathers. They are present on the wings and tail of the birds. They help the bird to fly and change the direction while flying. Birds fly differently. Flying habits of birds differ from each other. Birds such as hens, cocks and ducks can fly only for short distances. Birds such as pigeons and swallows can fly over long distances. In olden days, pigeons were used to send messages from one place to another. Birds such as crows and sparrows fly at low heights. Birds such as eagles, vultures and hawks fly at great heights. These birds have sharp vision to see their prey on the ground. Nesting habits. Most birds build nests to lay eggs. They use different kinds of materials such as leaves, straws, twigs, hair, cotton, wool, thread, paper and pebbles to build their nests. Birds build their nests at a safe place. The eggs are laid in the nests. After some time, the eggs hatch and the baby birds come out. When the baby birds are big enough, they fly away. Let us learn about the nests of some birds. Nest of a sparrow. Sparrows make their nests on windows and ventilators of houses. They also make their nests in the broken walls and other safe places. Sparrows use bits of straw, grass, leaves, pieces of clothes, threads, feathers, etc. Nest of a pigeon. Pigeons make their nests on windows. They use bits of straws, leaves, pieces of clothes, feathers, thread, etc. Nest of a tailor bird. The tailor bird uses large leaves to make its nest. It sews the leaves together using its sharp beaks like sewing needles. This is why it is called the tailor bird. The tailor bird adds dried grass, cotton, wool, etc. to make the nest cozy and comfortable. Nest of a weaver bird. The weaver bird uses its beak to weave leaves, grass and twigs together for making a wonderful nest. The nest has a tunnel-like opening at the bottom through which the bird enters the nest. The nest hangs down from the branch of a tree. Nest of a woodpecker. The woodpecker pecks a tree trunk with its beak to make a hole. This hole is used as a nest. Chips of wood are used to make the nest cozy and warm. Nest of a penguin. The penguin does not work hard to make its nest. It collects a few pebbles and bones to make its nest on the ground. Caring for young birds. The mother bird lays her eggs in the nest. The eggs have to be kept warm. In order to keep the eggs warm, the mother and father birds sit on them. While the mother bird sits on the eggs to keep them warm, the father bird protects them from enemies. When the baby bird is fully grown, the eggshell breaks and the baby come out. The coming out of the baby bird from the egg is called hatching. The baby birds that come out of the eggs are very weak and featherless. Their eyes are closed. Until their feathers develop, their parents take care of them. They feed them and keep them warm. They protect them from enemies. Thus, the parents look after them till they learn to fly and gather their own food. Synopsis. Birds are animals that fly. Their body is covered with feathers. Different birds have different kinds of beaks. Different birds have different kinds of feet and claws to protect and move. The claws of birds help them to catch, hold and eat food. Birds build nests to lay eggs. The baby birds are cared and protected by their parents till they learn to fly.